Hi everyone and welcome. Happy Sunday, and it has been a heck of a weekend. I hope your guys' weekend was wonderful and was a lot of fun. My message is, I've got, YouTube does the weirdest thing. So on my screen where I can see the chat, all of a sudden an ad pops up and my chat just shrinks down. And I'm like, wait, I can't see anything. Hi Helen, how are you? Hi, Debbie. Hi, Cheryl, Linda, Marilyn. I'm trying to read. Hi, Mary. Mary, you mentioned on my Facebook page about the casino. Yes, you wish you would have been with me. And we had a really good time. It's a brand new casino that they had an older one, and they built a huge one right next to it. And I was very lucky. So we had a really good time, and we're there for quite a long time playing, and it was really fun. There's no smoking, no drinking there, so that was kind of nice. I guess they're going to have drinking in the restaurants, but nowhere else eventually. But it was really nice. So yes, we had a great time. I'll tell you about that later. Hi Debbie, how are you? Hi Judy. My son was just in Southern California for the weekend. He went to Palm Springs, and so they just got home yesterday. Hi Deborah, how are you? Hi Olivia. Hi Diane, welcome. Hi Debbie, hello Gloria. Hi Marcia, Connie, Pamela. Do you guys know when I say hi like this, you know what I feel like? I feel like I'm on Romper Room. Do you guys remember Romper Room? And I see Jill. Hello Patricia, Kathy, Susan, Magna, and Marcia. Hello, hello everybody. Ads are the pits, Debbie. You are so right. But I shrunk it up and now I can see my chat. Yay. So this weekend, what did you guys do? I crafted a lot. I have, in November, I'm going to my on stage. And so I've been working on swap. So I'm on swap number 2 now. And so it has, I think we figured out with 50 cards, I'll have like over 450 die cuts and 1 fussy cut on this card. So that's card number 2 I'm working on. So that's going to take some time, but I figured that would be a good thing to prep and get ready to take with me to Montana, if just in case I have some downtime and I can work on them in between helping with the baby, and I'm sure mom and dad will kick us out and we'll go back to the hotel and have some free time. So anyway, the little town that they're in, there is nothing else to do, so we are bringing some things to do, and I think my husband will go fishing and I will work on my crafts. So okay, what else? Whew, busy. So August bingo is Tuesday. I have, I think, 4 or 5 kits still available. So that is for Tuesday, and the cards are mostly fall. I do have 1 Christmas one that I just love, and then 3 beautiful fall cards. So if you don't have the stamp set, you can still use it. I'm giving you the DSP, the ribbon, embellishments, that kind of stuff. You can always pull out an old stamp set that might have a fall leaf or, a trees or whatever you want, and still use it. But the fun thing is doing bingo. So if you think about it, I'm charging $35 for bingo. You're going to get 4 kits. I always throw in a surprise for you. And we have a night of fun and laughter. Then you come back when you get your kits, watch the video, I'll timestamp, and do your projects. So really, bingo's free. The projects, you're paying for a class basically, and but you can do it at your own leisure, and you'll have the kits and all that good stuff. So I hope you'll join. It'll be a lot of fun. So I still do have a little bit left. Let's see what else. I have, and then I've already put up September bingo because I'm going to be leaving, and so I just decided I'm going to put it up now. And just in case, people have questions and want to start signing up and all that good stuff. And then, excuse me, normally I post that on Tuesday during bingo when it's live, and I'll tell you when the next one is. Excuse me. Whew. So if you're interested, it says Halloween treat and card. My thought is I've had a lot of people ask about Halloween, and I don't do a lot of Halloween. However, I do really like doing Halloween treat ideas because I'm going to decorate mine up as I give my candy out to others. Number one, if you're a demonstrator, that is advertising. Number two, it's just a cute little extra, something that they get, and hopefully, you know, the kids will like it and make them smile. And but I will also do a card, at least one card and 3 treats. However, I am going to do a bonus project also. Okay, so there will be 5 projects, but still only 4 bingos. The bonus project will be at the end, so I hope that makes sense. Oh, sorry. So I scheduled today's video a little bit late because I was running around and my husband and I had an appointment at 2:45. It was the only time we can get in, and I wanted him to go with me because it wasn't in the best area. And so I'm like, I need you to go with me, and so I have to do it today. So that was the only scheduled time we could get in, and anyway, that's why we're late. So I feel like I was rushing home. A customer came and picked up her order, and then I jumped in here and tried to clean out my swap stuff and get ready. All right, let me see what else. A couple things. So the $150 special I told you guys about, which is the tree lot dies and the envelopes. Both of these you can no longer get. And I had said I would do 5 giveaways, and a couple of them are already there. I still honestly have a few more than 5. So what I'm going to do is stick to 5 right now. The first 5 people that put in a $150 order or more, which is a host party for yourself, you'll get the Stampin' rewards. You'll still get Sale-a-bration items, all that good stuff. I will mail these to you. Why am I doing that? Well, number one, I have a lot of them. But number two, I'm really close to my next goal, which is hitting my first $100,000 in sales. And I'm extremely close. When I get a little closer, I might change it up or do a little tally thing or something, but it's extremely close. So if anybody feels that they need some items, I would greatly appreciate it, and that would help me get to my next goal, and I'm super excited about it. I'm hoping to do that before the next new year, which is October, so I'm hoping for that. All right, and bingo, I told you about bingo. I think that is it. So today, I almost canceled today because it's been such a crazy weekend, but I decided, you know what, I'm going to pull something out that I haven't played with yet. I did start cutting some paper and get an idea of what I wanted to do. That's as far as I got. And so what I decided is I want to use the Wonderful World. I have not used this yet, and it's only good for a couple more weeks, right? So this and this could be one of the items that you could choose when you put in a $150 order. But if you only put in a $100 order, you can still get this. This is a bundle in Sale-a-bration. Okay, so this is beautiful paper, and I know I've showed it before. It's got so many pretty flowers and different patterns in here. So let's see. Here we go. I know it's easier if I put it down in front of me, but there's just all kinds of beautiful papers in here. Beautiful patterns. And this is, we're going to use this one today. And then we're going to use another one. Well, I can't find it, but we'll find it. Well, I'll show you. But it's got a lot of different beautiful, beautiful paper. Hi, Marcella. Yeah, I decided to go a little bit late today. Hi, Elaine. How are you? Oh, good, Debbie. I'm glad. I just haven't used it yet, so I wanted to use it. We're going to try something. I'm not sure about the stamping part yet. I have an idea. My first thought was a watercolor, but they're filled in, so that's not going to work. So I'm not going to do daubers. I want to do something quick and simple. So we're going to see what it comes out to look like. I have a thought, but whew, we know how that goes. Okay, so let's just get busy. So here we are. I pulled in, so these are the papers that I was thinking. And I just thought these together were so, so pretty. And I want to do something, either a sympathy card, which I could pull out a sympathy stamp set, but here was my thought. I wanted to do something fast and simple. If I need to make a project really fast and simple, what could I do? So DSP, of course, is going to be, you know, that's my first thought, is DSP. Remember when I made all these sentiments and I was like, okay, so this would be another great way to make a quick card. So I'm probably going to use either a thank you, which I don't know if I'll use that because I do a lot of thank you cards, but I'm kind of thinking more towards sympathy or, you know, lifting somebody up. So I'm just going to look through here real quick and choose wishing you everything wonderful. Well, that would be nice. I should choose the baby one since I'm having a baby, but so I'm just going to dig through. I should have dug through before I got on the phone. I mean, got on here with you guys. But I had a thought, and it was, everything will be okay. So everything will be okay sounds good, but that one's kind of cut funny. So let's do this one here. That looks good. So everything will be okay. I think that's a good one. There's also a just for you in here that I thought would also be right here, just for you. So we'll just set those aside and kind of decide what fits in our image and what we think about that, because I'm not quite sure what I want to do yet. So we'll set those aside. Marcie, is there more dies available on September 1st? You mentioned the apple stamps having one. Yes. Oh, let me see if I still have that up here real quick. There's something else coming in September 1st. Okay, Perfect Partners. This is coming September 1st for customers. So the piggies, the little set for the pigs, they're going to have a set. This Christmas tree, the tree trimmings, the apple blossoms, fresh cut stem dies. Somebody asked me, I think it was Carol, asked me to do this set, and I will when we get the dies because I want to check out all the new dies. Look at these dies on this waterfall set. There are so many little tiny things that go with this die set that even if you're not a big fan of the waterfall, you've got little plants and, you know, grass and all kinds of things in there. And then there's the Yeti. If you have him, he will have dies. These will be a limited time, and it looks like just through September, but of course it's while supplies last. So I would highly suggest, if those are any ones that you want, like I used the apple ones the other day, of course as demonstrators we were able to already get them, and so you want to make sure you grab the ones that you want before they are gone. The other thing that's coming up is in October, it is going to be World Card Making Day. And so there's going to be a special about these 3 stamp sets. If you buy any of these 3 stamp sets, which will be used for World Card Making Day, if you want to connect with Stampin' Up! and we're all going to be crafting together, you will get a free iridescent pearl basic jewels. And those are so pretty. So I hope you'll think about that, and I'll have more coming up with that special as it comes closer. But yeah, that's coming up too for World Card Making Day in October. So Elaine, I hope that answers your question. I also have these and have not used them. Oh, good, Debbie. Oh, you're welcome, Linda. Okay, you guys, great. Jeannie, I'm glad you were able to get on. Donna, hi. Okay, so let's get busy. So these are the colors I chose. So what I did is I started out with a couple of panels. So my first thought was I'm going to do basic white, and I'm going to do basic white on the inside. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a pair of Pizzazz, which I had one, but I think I just used it. I'm going to pull a pear pizzazz and layer that behind here. So let me see what my size is and cut that down. So that'll be 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm just going to layer this white piece here with that, okay? Oops, I got to cut this down now. So I'm just going to do 3 3/4 by 5. All right, so those are our panels that we'll have on the inside. So we'll just put that there for now. The next thing I was thinking, and I did a card kind of like this before, but I'm going to change this one up a little bit. Let's just move that up there. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is I wanted my main paper to be the DSP. So my thought is I'm going to put the DSP here. And we're going to do it all the way to the top. We're going to leave a little bit of trim on the side, and we may need to trim it. I like to cut them a little longer just in case, because you know how cutting can go. Now, we could either put this in the middle, okay, or what I'm going to do, because we're going to cover this up, is I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this all the way to the left side, okay, so we're going to start with that. So I kind of have some thoughts, and then some I'm like, I don't know. But let me find my tape runner, because you guys should see my buckets. If you guys saw my Facebook page the other day, I have stuff everywhere. Okay, I'm going to grab another one. Don't ask me why, because I have 4 open. One's empty, and the other 3 must be in buckets somewhere. Oh, goodness. So I'm just going to pull out another. Yay, Nancy Lee. If 6 o'clock works better for you guys than 4 o'clock on a Sunday, please let me know, because actually I kind of think that works better for me. Because sometimes my husband will be like, oh, what are we doing this weekend? Because he has a plan. And I'm like, oh, well, I've got a video to do. And he'll be like, oh. So I'm kind of thinking 6 might be better for us, but we'll play it by ear. You guys let me know what you think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add this, and I'm going to move it to one side because I have an idea for the other side. So we're just going to put this down. Let me move this up here. And I'm going to do it all the way to the left side. Okay, so we're going to go all the way to the left. And my paper is a little off. Okay, there we go. And we'll trim it all up when we're done if it's a little off on the top or bottom. And then I'm going to go ahead and adhere this. I'm doing it from the bottom because when I open this up, anything I'm going to need is going to be on my right side. I'm right-handed, so that is what I'm going to do. All right, so let's go ahead and adhere this next. Now, this is kind of how I do my crafting, you guys. I don't have a finished product. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. But I know this is the paper, and I kind of have an idea of a layout. My friend laughs at me. She's like, I just don't see how you do it. And what I'll do is I'll cut 50 of these and have them ready to go. And then I'm like, okay, what am I going to do next? And that's kind of how I do it. I don't usually, or not always, come up with a plan and say, okay, this is my complete card. This is what I'm going to do. I don't always do that. And I know my upline sometimes when I craft with her, Sherry, she's like, what are you going to do next? I'm like, I don't know. And I'm already, die cutting 50 of this or that or whatever. And I just know that I want that on my card, and I just have to figure it out. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to add this right. Now remember, this is top to bottom, so we'll just leave our little bit of a line here, right about there. Okay, so now we have this here, and what I was thinking is, look at this. This, don't think this is just for Halloween because it's so pretty. So I'm thinking that I'm going to put a strip here. It's going to be for the most part covered up, but it just adds that little bit of sparkle right there. So I'm just going to add that and tear that off. and just add a little bit of bling. And since this isn't exactly a sympathy card, but kind of a, and we're going to still trim some more off. I just don't want the ends sticking because there's a little bit of, it's not even, so we're just going to cut it off so it doesn't stick though. All right, now what I'm thinking is the Pear Pizzazz, which I'm going to put in the middle, and then what I'm putting on the edge here is I want to do something like this and then add it like right here. So we have a little more of this than this. It's not even either. It's just kind of a little bit. So we could even pull this over and add ribbon, or there's all kinds of things that we could do. So it's just a matter of what we want to do. And I think I'm going to put this to the right a little bit, and we're going to do something over here. Now, even though this is already attached to the card, I could have put all of this on a card base so that I could wrap ribbon around or something, but I think we're going to be okay doing it like this, and I'll show you what I'm thinking. But let's stamp on this. So we're going to bring this in. You know what, before we do that, let's color some ribbon, because I want to add ribbon on here, but I'm kind of thinking maybe we do white. What do you guys think? Should we just keep it white? Because there is white in here. It is a white card base. We could do it green or pink. I think polished pink would be just a little bit too bright. We could do Pear Pizzazz though, or we could do even, what about So Saffron? There's just a little bit of So Saffron in here. What color do you guys think, or should I just leave it white? And we'll come up with something with that. So think about that. We're going to use alcohol ink if we do color it. So I want to color that. And then what I used here is, I'm going to change this out, because if you look at this, this is shimmer white. I was going to do it because I thought we were coloring it in for a watercolor, and we're not. So I'm going to redo my sizes, and I'll give you guys the sizes in just a second. So I need 4 by 2 5/8 is the white. So if you want to get your pencils, this is what I did. All right, let's find my, okay, here we go. Okay, so we have our card base, and then our Pear Pizzazz is 5.5 by 1 5/8. Our little stars pink paper, or more solid paper here, is going to be 5.5 by 1.5. And then I put it all the way to the right side so that just a little bit of the Pear Pizzazz shows here, because I just added this, you know, sparkle in there a little bit, which is going to be covered up quite a bit if we, you know, do this. You're just going to see a little bit. And then our flower DSP here is 5.5 by 2 1/4. Okay, so we have our little trim on the outside, and excuse me, now we can go ahead and actually cut our piece here. So anything, I like to use my larger scissors. If you don't have them, the small ones work fine, but I just want to make sure that everything is nice and straight. You could use your trimmer too if you wanted. I like to use my thick scissors. Okay, my bigger scissors here. All right, so there's that. And then your panel here on top is, this is 4 1/4 by 2 7/8. And then your white is 4 by 2 5/8. Hello, Linda, how are you? Okay, it looks like white. Yeah, I think so too. Once I pulled it out and set it down, I was like, ooh, I kind of like that. Okay, so let's do some stamping. We're going to leave that white. However, we decide to do our ribbon and our sentiments. We'll move that up there. So our stamp set, we have this. So what I think I'm going to do is, I think we're going to do our larger piece here. And it says it is with Rich Razzleberry, but the Rich Razzleberry is pretty dark. So we've got to be super careful. So let's do our inside and kind of get an idea because I can just grab another inside piece of paper and kind of come up with our thought. So I think on the inside, I just want to do a little flower because this looks like the flower on the front. And so I'm going to grab a block. So for those of you that know that I had our car accident that my car was in, we were not in it. My daughter and son-in-law were. They did total our car. So I guess that's a good thing because it looked like there was quite a bit of repair to do. All right, so our next car is October, I think it comes in. We were glad to get one because you know how they've been saying it's been kind of a issue. Okay, so here we have rich raspberry. So I'm going to do the leaves first, and we want it to be a softer look. So again, I'm taking my markers. To me, this is the quickest, fastest way to get a stamp done, especially when it's a more solid image like this and there's no coloring in, which, like I said, I thought this was a colored in stamp when I was thinking about this. Okay, so there's our green. Now with our rich raspberry, so this is Pear Pizzazz, with our rich raspberry, we want it to be on the lighter end. So I'm going to go just up. Okay, I don't want to add a whole bunch of color. I just want to make sure that the whole stamp is covered. Okay, so I'm just going to go over it and then make sure that I get this down here that's closer to the bottom, which I may have missed. And I'm not too worried about huffing on it or anything like that because I don't want it super dark. Okay, so we're just going to kind of let it go. You want the stem to go off the page, okay, because you want it to kind of come on. But see how soft it is? Now, we can grab another piece of paper. If you go over it too much, it's going to be really dark, but that's nice and soft. And I think this is going to look fine on the inside. So you want to you don't want to keep going over. It's just going to grab more ink. Okay. Now, even though this is pretty much this flower here, and then, you know, you've got, you know, there's other flowers on here, but not necessarily this one. I still think it's okay that we use this one. So we're going to use it, and that's going to go on the outside. And I haven't even stamped this yet. In fact, I just put the stickers on this stamp set a minute ago. All right, so let's see how this is going to fit. I always like the stems to go off, and I love how they made it to where the stems look like they're cut like to the side right there so that they can flow looking in. But I'm going to tilt them even a little bit more and get them to be kind of not necessarily centered, but not like this, but a little bit over more. So let's see what we come up with. Again, this white paper is 4 by 2 5/8. All right, so I'm going to do the green first. And you can kind of see, and if it helps you, you can have your picture here, and you can kind of tell where your leaf is. All right, and we're going to start here. I like to lay it down because if you keep doing the tip, that's all the ink kind of runs out. So I like to do the side a little bit more. And you're not messing up your tip either. All right, so I'm going to do my green pretty good because now we're going to do the rich raspberry. And I think I'm going to stay with that color. I don't know. I think that the polished pink would be too dark. I'm not a big fan of Blushing Bright. It kind of looks dingy to me. It's definitely more like a vintage look. All right, so again, remember, you don't have to huff and puff on it. It's going to be pretty wet already. I want to go to the edges, and I'm just going to go straight up. Have you guys seen the movie Frequency? I saw it years ago. It's one of my favorites, Dennis Quaid and Jim Caviezel. Well, I saw on Netflix that it said Frequency was on, and I was like, oh, I should watch that again. Well, they have a remake, and it's a series of 13 episodes. And so that's what I just finished over the weekend. And it was really good. I don't even remember in the movie. It's kind of a whodunit thing. And I don't remember who done it. So I'm going to have to ask my son because he said they just saw it again. But the series was really good. Okay, so just kind of make sure you have it all. All right, so we don't have to huff and puff on it. Oh, Nancy Lee, I saw that somebody else said that too, I saw. That's very clever. All right, so make sure your stems are off. Okay, I'm going to have to put my head over because I'm getting the glare. And I don't want it to go all the way to the top, but right about there. So now, because I didn't huff and puff on it, and because I took a minute to color, I just like to hold it, especially because of that. But just to make sure, I haven't done this, so let's see how it comes out. Okay, so I'm good with that. Look how pretty that is. But that is a super quick, fast way. And look at, you can still see the variegated. It's a distinctive stamp. And, well, it doesn't say distinctive on here, but it's still, you can tell it's got the shading and stuff. And so really pretty, soft. And we can just use that. Now, there's also more stamps. So let's look at this. Because I'm thinking this long leaf right here, this one, I'm going to fill it in just a little bit. So let's get this. And now I'm still going to stick with the pen because sometimes if you use an ink pad, it's really inky and your colors are really going to look different. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick with our pen. And if the leaves are darker, I don't mind that at all. So we can go ahead and just kind of come off like that. And I just like to make it look like it's part of the same cluster. So I'm just going to put a little one right here. See how it's just peeking in. And I'm going to put another one right here. And I'm going to cross one over because obviously they're not all perfectly just straight. Okay, so there's a crossover, looks good. So again, I just slide it on the stamp. Remember that this is completely different. It's not alcohol ink. Alcohol ink, which are the blends, will stain your stamp, so you don't want to do that. These are the markers, Nancy Lee. All right, so I'm going to come back up from the corner a little bit. And I think I'm going to come across the bottom a bit. I think we'll come back this way. And one a little higher. Okay, so I think that's good. It just kind of looks a little more natural than just this stick sticking out. So yeah, a lot of people are really hesitant to purchase the markers because they think, oh, I don't need the markers, I don't color with markers, or I don't like to color. But then you get these stamp sets like these and you're like, oh, how am I going to do this? You know, you could take it and you could ink like this and just get the flower and then turn it around and then just ink and get the other, you know, the stems in a different color from your ink pads. But it's so much nicer to use your markers. And they're really, really great for this. This is really the only thing I use it for, unless my black one is like right here, and I use this for a lot of stuff. I use the fine tip to color in a line or make something a little bolder, you know, stuff like that. So that's kind of what I do with that. All right, so they're really, really nice to have, and you can get them by color family, so the brights, the neutrals, that kind of thing. Or you can get them all together, but I highly recommend them. And the in colors are sold also with just the in colors. So let's put this in. Oh, me too, Linda. Hi, Tashana. How are you? Yes, I did get my paper pumpkin yesterday also. I have two of them. I'm so excited because it is beautiful. While we're on that topic really quickly, I'm just going to show you next month is a Halloween theme. And I'll show you quickly here just while we're here. Paper pumpkin. So there's our cute little ghost. It looks like spiders and candy corns. Those will be treat holders. And so I always think the treat holders are such a cute idea because I think they're great for either a kid's project or even just to do, get the treat holders for ideas on how to do things, and you can always change it up and use something else. But then the next two are going to be a Christmas theme, and I think one of them, I believe I heard that one of them is tags, but I'm not sure. But the next two, look how cute those boxes are. This one says Jolly Holiday. I'm trying to see if it says anything else. Oh, Holly. Yeah, anyway, super cute, both. So I'm excited for the Christmas ones to come. But I love the sunflower one. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll just add this on the inside. Because we know we're done with that. And I would show you what, I'm going to show you what embellishment I would put on it. But then we're going to change it and use something else. So, because I have two ideas. And one of them, I'm in the middle of needing a whole bunch of them. So we won't use that today. But there's a good thing that there's two different projects. Okay. Now let's go ahead and glue this on. Now, I'm thinking what we could do, and I think we will. Okay, let's glue this first. So I love Seal. I have a new customer that she was asking me which glue I recommend. She was going to buy the fine tip, and that was going to be her go-to glue for everything. And I said, well, I really love the multi-glue, and she hadn't tried it before. So I was like, oh yeah, you got to try that. All right, so we're going to put, I think, if I can find them, we're going to put we're going to pop up our sentiment. So we can go ahead and put this on. I think that's enough on the front. Now, we could have embossed it. We could have done a lot of things to it, but I wanted to kind of show you a quick card on how to do stuff. So I'm going to leave my backings on here really quickly and not take those off yet because I think we're going to add our ribbon around here. What do you guys think? We'll add the ribbon around and put it here, and then we're going to pop our sentiment somewhere right here, and then we'll put a big bow right here is my thought. So let's do our bow. Beautiful paper pumpkin, yeah. Jenny, I do too. I don't use my markers to color, but I do love my blends to color. Okay, I'm going to do a 3 bow. So I make my bow in my hand kind of like that. I lay my hand there, I go around, and then I kind of figure that my cut will be right about here. So I would rather have enough bow than not enough bow. All right. Now, if this was truly a sympathy card, I don't know that I would put the glitter on, but I think it still looks okay because a lot of it's covered. I don't normally bling it all out if it's a sympathy card, but I think it's fine. And we're kind of doing it either everything will be okay, kind of a thinking of you type thing, or just for you. I didn't want to pull another stamp set out. My thought was these were done and ready, so I'm going to choose something out of it. Thank you guys so much for the thumbs up. I really appreciate that. All right, so here we go. Oops, this one's kind of sneaking away. So, and if you guys haven't seen me do my bows before, I have a bow video, so it'll show you. All right, so my thought is I'm going to put this on the card base, but kind of at the very edge because I want it to kind of puff out like over here. Well, it's going to be like this. And puff out to kind of fill up that space. So I do want this over to the right just a little bit. I want the more subtle to really be shown right there. And we're going to add our bow right here. And then let's see if we do our everything will be okay. We can pop that up here. We can also, because I want to hide this string probably, so I'll probably put it there. So let's move this down a little bit, like right about there. So I'm going to take a glue dot. Oh, good, Marcella. When you look on my my videos, my link, just search my videos and just put bow on there and it'll pop right up. So it's super easy to find. But I can also, let me see. I think I can link it right here. Hold on, let me see. Let me try and link it really quick. Oh, you know what? I'll link it below. That way you guys can come back and see it anytime, because sometimes you can't get these comments to pop up when you want them to. So I'll link it below right after the video. All right, so we're gonna go right here and I'm gonna come around. So I like to attach my bow and do my bow first. I don't like to go around and then tie a bow. I like to do my bow how I want it, and then we'll fluff it up when we're done here. And then I'm gonna bring this and I'm gonna come around and I'm gonna come under my bow right here, okay? So nothing's attached yet except the bow right at the edge, but all of this is not, and this is not. So we're gonna get this to go the way we want it. It goes like this. Okay. Goes like this, comes around, and you're going to pull that down. And then what I like to do is I like to get another glue dot. So I'm going to pull this down and make sure it's where I want it. So straighten that out. So now this is tucked in. And then what I do is I pull the bow over and I take this glue dot and I just slide it under, and then I just push it down. That way this stays, this tail here stays where it needs to go. This also, you know, holds that. Now I can really kind of fluff my bow and do with what I want. And this goes on that side, so there's our bow, and we'll fix that when we're done there. All right, now let's go ahead and adhere it. Hi Deb, that's okay. I am on late today, and I believe I'm going to change my time to 6 o'clock. So I'll let you know, but I'm pretty certain. All right, I'm going to do it to the right a little bit. Like I said, I really want a lot of this to show. And we're going to make that fluffy. And we're going to make this a little long, not too crazy long. I like it shorter than the card. I don't want it hanging over the side. All right. Now, let's see. If we do just for you, that's kind of small. Everything will be okay. I like that. So we're going to pop this one up. All right, we're going to do one large one, and then I like to bring in my little ones here. And I'm going to do one right here too, because this is going to go right over the bow, so I want to make sure it's going to stay down really well. Thank you, Elaine. And then we're just going to put this right here. Now, because a lot of the dimensionals are on top of the ribbon, you just kind of want to make sure. Now this seems to be holding well, but if it were mostly on the ribbon, I think this is helping, and then these are, like this side over here is under the ribbon. So it's a little floppier right there. Sound like I said sloppier, floppier. I'm going to take a dimensional and I'm just going to slide it under the ribbon. So except I can't see. There we go. So now the ribbon, now it's stuck really well and there's no flopping around. So that's much better. All right, so there is this. Now, what I would put on the card and what we're gonna put on the card are two different things. So, and I like what we're gonna put on also, but I absolutely love these iridescent pearls. But my swap card, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, takes 9, 10 embellishments on it. And so I'm going to need a lot of these. So we're not going to use these, although I just ordered a whole bunch more. But I kind of liked the idea of doing the heart pearls because everything will be okay. We're kind of, you know, it could be a sympathy. It could be, you know, whatever kind of card you want it to be. But I thought it just looked really nice to add these little hearts. And I actually like the pearl ones. There's clear. No, these are like a clear with a cloudy kind of thing in them. And then these are like a frost. But I want to use the pearl ones. So we're just going to use, I'm going to do a large one right here. And I'm going to do little ones. There's two. I'm going to do two little ones. I need the hearts to go the right way. So they're kind of all over on here. They're not facing any one way. So I want to, so I'm doing it just kind of going up, kind of like they're floating right here. And then I'm just going to take another small one and I'm just going to put it right here because it's on white. You're not going to be able to see it. It's not going to, you know, make a big statement right there. And I think because that's going to be 4, I think I'm just going to add another one. I think I'm just going to put it right next to it. Like right, maybe, I don't know, let me think. I think I'll put it there. So there we go. So we have just enough little bling to make it look sparkly. And then the little pearl hearts are just so cute. Everything will be okay. They're going to feel loved. They're going to, you know, really feel, but the flowers so easy with your markers. Like I said, I'm not a big marker person. I do not color with my markers except on stamps or if I'm filling something in like a line or something that I might. If I didn't stamp, great. And it's just a line, then I will use it. If it's to color it in, I won't because the shades are completely, totally off. But I just think that's so cute. Now you could say with sympathy, you know, everything will be okay on the inside. But I don't think I would send this as a sympathy because everything will be okay. You know, you're not in their shoes. And I don't like to say everything will be okay out of sympathy. You know, later down the road with a friend, send it to them later and just kind of say, you know, things are going to get better after the fact. I think that's a good card too. But so anyway, I'm glad I used the set because I just wasn't sure. Look at this paper. This was my other thought. And I even pulled out my Orchid Oasis. But the same idea with this. And then the other paper I had was this. Look how pretty that would have been too. So pretty. So this is also would make a great card to be like this. Now you could also shrink this up and then, you know, put more of this and put your green line over here. I just didn't want to show that much. So that's kind of why I did my measurements kind of the way I did. So a fun set. This is only available for 2 more weeks. There's beautiful paper in here. Look at this. We could do the green and of course it's sideways. And then we could do on the back. Look how pretty. I mean, there's so many choices. Oh, thanks, Olivia. So many choices that you could do and just come up with, you know, different cards like this. And super simple stamping. You're using your markers. There's, you know, hardly any mess. You don't have your ink pads out or anything. So, and of course, if you do your sentiments ahead of time, there you go. and it looks just fluffy. I think you guys are right. The white bow is the way to go. So pretty. All right, so that is what I had for you today. Actually, I didn't have it for you. I was like, I didn't want to do paper pumpkin. I know you guys see a lot of paper pumpkins, and so I thought, well, okay, if I had to make a card on the fly quickly, what would I do? And I just really liked this paper and stamp set. I wanted to come up with something because, you know, we have a lot of us have this bundle because it was free with a $100 purchase. So, have I ever thought of being a designer for Stampin' Up? No, I haven't, and I don't know that I would because I enjoy doing my videos and classes and my bingos, and I just don't know if I would have time. I don't know what all the work entails to do that, so I don't know. And sometimes, I don't know. I love to see their stuff. They make amazing stuff, but I don't know, Nancy Lee. I haven't thought about it. All right, everybody. So, again, bingo on Tuesday night. I will not be here Wednesday. Bingo, we're going to have, I showed a sneak peek last video of one of our cards that we'll be creating. So we will have some fall cards and one Christmas card that's super cute. And so we're going to have that. And of all the stuff that I'm doing and sending to you, your packets, if you don't have the stamp set, you can definitely replace it with something that you have. It'll work out just fine. And I already have September's bingo up. It says Halloween treats and treat holders and cards. We're going to at least make one card and 3 treat holders, but I'm going to do a bonus project for you also. And so that will be available for sign up now. I am leaving town to go and wait the arrival of our grandson, which should be here Wednesday, but we are leaving on Saturday to go. It's in Montana, and she's having a C-section. So we're going to give them a couple days to be in the hospital, get home, get settled, and then we're going to come and help with whatever we can. The last thing I want to mention is I had said I would love to give away the tree lot dies and the envelopes. I have several of them. And so for anybody that puts in a $150 order, I have at least 5 available right now because I think I have more, but I just said 5 to start. Some have already been shipped out. So I'm kind of saying 5 until I get close to them being gone because I have a few. And then I will send these to you as a thank you because I am trying to reach my goal of my very first $100,000 in sales. I've been a demonstrator for just over 2 years, about 2.5 years. And so I would love to reach this goal during this calendar year for Stampin' Up, which ends the end of September. So I am very close, and I would love your help if you would love to help. I'd appreciate that. Thank you, Betty. I'm super excited. Thank you for another gorgeous card. Glad I made it live. Nancy Lee, I'm glad you did too. So it sounded like 6 works for everybody. So I think I might switch it to 6 because, you know, during the weekend, sometimes we get away or go to the lake or go do stuff. And I hate to say I got to be back by such and such time. But we're normally back here at this time doing laundry. So I'd rather be in here chatting with you guys while my laundry is going. Good, I'll see you on Tuesday. I will, Gloria. I'll reach it. I'm hoping to do it this year. I'm super excited about it, and I want to thank all my customers. You guys are rock stars, and my team. So I've really decided this year to make my my stamping a business, but I still enjoy it. I told my husband, because he's always like, you're stamping all the time. And I said, well, don't you wish you had a job that you loved as much as I do? But he does. He loves his job. He doesn't want to retire because he wants to keep doing what he's doing. So I'm like, well, then you keep doing that, and I'll keep doing this. All right, everybody. You guys have a fantastic evening. Remember, I will not be here Wednesday. I'll see you Tuesday for bingo. And obviously, I won't be here the next Sunday or Wednesday or Sunday because I'll be holding my new grandbaby. Have a great week, you guys. See you soon. Bye.